If you're looking for an iPod Touch substitute, you should definitely consider this Nokia Lumia 520 cell phone. I know this is a cell phone, but the price is just right and it can do pretty much almost anything an iPod Touch can do. The phone I have here is not activated, so I'm basically using it as an online internet device. So I can't make any calls on it, but I can pretty much do anything you can do with an iPod Touch. So one of the first things I want to tell you about is the price. I got this one for just $29. That's like super cheap compared to an iPod Touch. And with all the functionality you get out of this, it's just such a good value that I actually bought two of these at $29. And it's been working great in my car. I've been driving around with it, and it's replaced some of my other music players that I've had around. I think that when you compare this with the price of an iPod Touch, you'll realize that what a good value this is. If we open this up, you can see that this is a 4G Windows 8 phone. It's got Bluetooth capability, Wi-Fi, so you can get on the internet. It has a 5 megapixel camera, and it can record 720p video, and it's got an 8 gig internal hard drive, and you can expand that with a 64 gig micro SD card. Inside the box there are minimal accessories. There's an AC adapter and then this USB cable. This is actually a pretty short cable. It's maybe only like 4 inches long, but it's really all you need. If you need a longer one, you can always buy an extra one, but there's no headphones that come with this, so these are the only two things that come with this phone. The Nokia Lumia 520 also has a built-in GPS, which is really handy. I've used it a lot actually because I keep this phone in my car, and the best thing is that it can do offline navigation. All you have to do is download the map for your state and you're set to go, and you use this app right here called Here Drive. This is what you use for your navigation. Now the offline navigation came in really handy for me one time when I was out at a national park and I was using my iPhone to get to my destination. And that worked fine, but then on the way back I was trying to set a new route back to another destination, but there was no service in that area, so my iPhone was completely out of service, so I couldn't even call up the maps. But using the Lumia 520, because I had the offline maps downloaded, I was able to plot my new location using my phone, was able to get to where I wanted to go, where my iPhone actually failed in that instance. Now one thing to make the maps work is that you'll actually have to install the SIM card that came with the phone. You don't have to activate it, like I said, I'm not using this with any kind of activation, but you do need to slip in the SIM card to use the navigation, and there might be a few other apps that require this to be inserted, but it does not mean that you have to activate it or pay any fees. I've not paid anything other than the $29 for this phone. And while I have this opened, this is the slot for the micro SD card. I don't have one in here yet, but this is where you would install it. One other thing to make note of is that there's another phone called the Nokia Lumia 530, which is the T-Mobile version of this phone, and that one only has 4 gigs of internal memory, so this one actually has 8 gigs, which is a much better storage, plus the micro SD slots. So definitely get the Lumia 520 instead of the 530. Now when you first get the phone and you turn it on, you'll probably get the SIM error. So all you have to do is just insert that SIM card and then just hit the close button, and you should be up and running. You may get that error up again here and there, but I haven't seen it ever since pretty much the first day that I've had this phone. So if we look at the exterior of the phone, at the top there's a 3.5mm headphone jack right here. On the side, you've got the volume buttons here. And then you've got the power button here, and then down here you've got the shutter button for the camera. And then on the back, I think I showed you before, you got the lens, and then there's the speaker opening right there. So it's got a built-in speaker, so you can listen to your music without plugging in headphones or hooking up to a stereo system. So that's kind of nice. But as you can probably imagine, that the sound quality probably isn't the best, but you can listen to that. And then on the front down here at the bottom, you've got the back button, the Windows button, and then a search button. So here in the music app, you can go through your music library. And one of the other surprises that I found on here is that I really like listening to podcasts on my iPhone. I found that there are actually quite a few podcasts available in the Windows App Store that are also available in the Apple App Store. So if you just go here and you can search podcasts, I was able to find a lot of my favorite and use this Lumia 520 as my new podcast player. But this is taking a little bit longer to load up, so let's just get out of this for now. And there are also, a bunch of apps in the App Store here. And a lot of the same apps that you find in the Apple App Store are available here in the Windows App Store. But if you go into the podcast, you can see I've got, a few podcasts here. This has been really a great purchase, I think. This is a great substitute for an iPod Touch. If you've got kids, this is perfect. You don't have to pay a ton of money so that they can listen to their music. And just to wrap it up with the features on this phone, this Lumia 520 can play all your music. It's also got offline GPS, which means you can use your maps without any Wi-Fi signal or any kind of cellular signal. It's got a 5 megapixel camera to take pictures with, and it also shoots HD video. It's got built-in 8 gigs of storage, and then you can upgrade that with 64 gigs with a micro SD card. You can't really do that with a iPod Touch. You can also download apps and games. As you can see here, I'm playing Subway Surfers, which is a pretty popular game on the Apple App Store, but it's also available here on the Windows App Store. You can find some of the same podcasts that you can find in iTunes. One thing I didn't mention before that I forgot about is that this Lumia 520 also has a built-in FM radio, which is pretty cool. That's something that's not found in a lot of other phones. You'll have to use a headset because it uses the headset cable as the antenna, but that's a pretty good feature because you can then listen to radio on the go. And finally, you can get all your email and surf the internet with this phone. So all in all, I think this is a pretty good iPod replacement. And like I said, I got mine for 29 bucks. I think you could probably find one online somewhere for around that price. So definitely, if you're looking for an iPod replacement that's really cheap, this Nokia Lumia 520 is packed with features that I don't think you'll be disappointed with.